Hello everyone. Before we get started, make sure to like and subscribe and leave a comment saying where you're from and when you watched. That way, YouTube will continue to show you stories like this. Now, let's get started. The sound of the clock striking 3 a.m. echoed like a hammer blow straight into my mind. I sat motionless on the living room chair, cold sweat running down, eyes glued to Emily sitting opposite. She remained motionless, her dark eyes staring at me without leaving, a smile etched deep on her pale face. I clearly felt that every breath, every heartbeat of mine was under her control. The darkness in the room was thick, distorting everything, only the sound of rain falling outside. The rain sounds mixed with the pounding heartbeat, creating a creepy song that pulled me to the brink. I tried to close my eyes, telling myself that it was all an illusion. But when I opened my eyes, the scene had changed. I was no longer in the living room, but standing in the middle of an old cemetery. The sky was dark, thick fog covered everything. Each tombstone rose up like a silent figure. I walked, my legs trembling, my hands cold. Every step I took, I heard the sound of dry leaves falling under my feet, the rustling echoing, but when I stopped, the sound continued. I knew for sure that I was not alone. In the middle of the cemetery, there was a much larger grave. On the old, faded tombstone, I saw my name engraved. My heart stopped beating. I knelt down, trying to read it carefully, but before I could do anything, a cold hand was placed on my shoulder. I turned round. Emily was standing there, her white dress fluttering in the wind, her hair wet as if she had just stepped out of the ground. Below her, once again, there was no shadow. Behind her, shadows gradually appeared, countless blurry shapes, distorted faces, empty eyes. I realized that they were souls trapped in the mirror. They whispered softly, calling my name, repeating it like a refrain. I ran out of the cemetery in a panic, into the mist, running and running, until I realized I was in the middle of a dark forest. The ancient trees stretched tall, their branches intertwined like a prison. The space was dead silent. Only the sound of my heartbeat and rapid breathing could be heard. I groped my way forward and suddenly saw a flickering light in the distance. I approached, realizing it was a half-burnt campfire, a sign of an abandoned camping trip. It was empty, no one around, only a tattered tent being blown by the wind. I stepped into the tent and saw another notebook lying on the ground. The crumpled page had been hastily written in shaky handwriting. Don't trust your eyes. Don't look in the mirror. If you want to survive, find a way to break the silence with your own fear. I muttered those words, feeling like someone from the past was sending me a warning. But before I could understand, a soft laugh came from behind me. I turned around and saw Emily standing by the fire, her eyes shining with a ghostly light. The fire flared up fiercely, illuminating her pale, lifeless face. The forest around me suddenly changed. The tree trunks began to shake. Leaves fell in a rush. The wind howled like 1,000 souls, crying. Emily moved closer, each step making the ground shake. I grabbed the half-burnt branch, holding it out like a weapon. But Emily didn't stop. When we were only a few steps away, I closed my eyes and swung it. The wind howled, the fire died out, and when I opened my eyes, everything was gone. I was back in the living room of the house, sweat pouring down my forehead, my heart pounding wildly. I realized I could no longer distinguish between reality and illusion. Every time Emily touched my hand, every time she looked straight at me, I was pulled into another world, where all my nightmares mixed together, with no way out. I remembered the notebook in the shack. Break the silence with your own fear. I wonder, should I face my deepest fear head-on instead of running away? Emily still sat there, her smile unchanged. I slowly approached, my eyes never leaving her. I knew the real confrontation had come. No more running away, no more calling for help. It was just me and the entity in the form of this woman. And if I did nothing, I would disappear forever like the others before me. Stay tuned for the next episode to see how I faced my ultimate fear in the final battle with Emily.